That's what we doing now? That's how we introducing ourselves? That's how we doing it? Okay. So, welcome back to another episode of So Problematic. This is your girl Cece.
And Jay.
And we would like to introduce our guest today. He is a fellow podcaster, one out of four co-hosts of Grown Man Logic podcast, a life coach, author, and fitness freak.
Whoa!
Okay. Let's welcome Mr. DEJUAN. I want to make sure I said it right. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we're going to figure that name thing out.
Yes.
I be calling you everybody's name. D1, DEJUAN, the one. Let us know the name.
All of that. But I'm not gonna lie though. Her introducing me had me looking around for another. I was like, yo, I do all that. Wait a minute, hold up.
Yes.
I was looking around for somebody else.
Listen, I do my research. Like she said, I want to make sure that I know who you are. So I know that you are an author. Go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself and your book. What you got going on?
So Dominic, my son, was born April 27th of last year, 2020, like in the middle of a pandemic. But I was deployed to Africa when he was born. So I'm an active duty military member. I was deployed to Africa with a SEAL Team 2. And when I got back, basically the world was on fire, right? Like I forget which, and this is a sad statement. I forgot which police killing actually happened at around that time, but like the world was on fire. Like they were burning down. I think that may have been right after the George Floyd. Yeah, I think so. But it had been leading up to it, and it was kind of just like incident after incident after incident. Because shortly after Floyd, it was Taylor, and then there was the other kid in Maryland, and then the guy down in Atlanta, and you're just like, well, damn, like yo, my next traffic stop could be my last one. Yeah. Like legit, for just depending on how that particular police officer is feeling in the moment. So I was looking down and I was like, yo, how the I don't know if I can curse on here, but
definitely.
How the fuck am I supposed to bring a king? How am I supposed to raise a black kid up in this world? Like, and I don't even know if I'm gonna be here tomorrow. So, as he slept and like I fed him, I kind of just wrote letters to him of stuff that I wish that to pass on to him in the event that I'm not here. Right. So dear Dominic was born out of like fear of like losing my life. And it was kind of just like, as he slept, like, I would give him his bottle and I put him down and it'd be like, hey, this and this and this, and then this and this and this and this. And it was kind of like, what am I going to do with these letters? Like, what happens if my hard drive crashes, or undoubtedly by the time he's old enough to read it, I'm going to have like 5 or 6 different computers. So I published, and it was kind of just like incidents of, look, man, here's how to be a better person. Here is the roadmap. Here's how to not take shit, but be a good person at the same time. And there it is.
Awesome. I love that. And I definitely have to get a copy for my 2 boys. Yes. I have 2 black sons. One that's actually turning 18 in July. So you can know that, like, as a mother, my heart is racing. My heart is pretty much heavy. Like, let's not kid that. Like, I know that he's about to approach what they consider adulthood. Do I think he's ready? No, but the society sees him as an adult once he turns 18. So that's pretty much what's been like heavy on my heart for the past couple of months. So definitely I would introduce him to that. Hopefully he takes something from that book. I'm going to get him that book for sure, but
please do. Well, wait, let me ask you a question. Like, are mothers ever ready for their children to be adults?
Oh,
no,
hell no.
No.
Like,
no.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Never.
He's still my baby.
Yep.
Yeah,
we even
that's what I feel like
about that. Like with my daughter, I was like, yo, she might be living in Orlando. I'm gonna be like, I was just in the area. My mom like 4 hours away. Yeah, I was just in the area. Your mom, you were in the area yesterday. I'm in the area again today. And even when she's like married, I'd be like, guess we'll get some lunch together today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tell you how we're gonna come back.
No, we're never ready.
Never. And our parents have same with us. My dad.
Mm-hmm. I'm a daddy's girl.
I moved back in with him like the ending of last year after my, divorce and separation or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just like my dad says, wow, you left one way and came back with more, like a child, a dog, and a fish. And you know, he does it's like you could tell he's still trying to be daddy. He'll slip me like money randomly, random money, and I'm like, oh, if I knew it was this damn good, I would have came back sooner. Shit,
right?
That's money, like literally
right.
$20, get some lunch. $20 here, get her Happy Meal, get some lunch. I'm like, lunch money, the frig. So you know, I could see like, you know, I think I do the same with my daughter. I think
where was this lunch money when I was in high school and shit?
I'm trying to tell you, I kept hearing get this in school lunch. Now it's like get or my car.
My dad used to give me money though.
All the time.
My dad was real good at he's old school too. So he'd be like, make sure nobody take your money. Put it in your shoe. Like when you wear sneakers and stuff, you ever heard that? Put it in your shoe and all that. And I'm like, why am I walking around with money in my shoe? Like, but that was old school. So like, yeah, my dad used to sneak me money. Don't tell nobody I gave you this. Put it in your I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, parents, they're not, you know, and my mom's the same way. She lives in the Cain with her husband, and she's quick. If I'm like on the phone, I'm like, yeah, I gotta go buy Mackenzie. I'm making my list of what I gotta get to buy for my daughter, and you'll see Amazon pop up next day with about a box. I'm like, what is all this? And she's like, has everything in the box that I was saying in my head to write down. So yeah, I guess as a parent, it never stops. And I can see my
it never stops.
Never.
It ain't never gonna stop. Never.
Nor should it.
It ain't gonna go nowhere.
Right.
All right.
So first icebreaker. This is gonna be fun. Okay. You have to guess the song that I'm humming. I'm gonna hum a song. You have to guess it. Pretty easy.
All right, let's go.
All right.
I actually like that.
Yeah.
Before I get on this sauce too heavy, let's go.
Let's get it. Okay.
Get it, friend.
This is how we do it, Montel Jordan.
There we go.
I didn't even know the name of the person. Oh, okay, I see you. Cheers to that.
All right, second one. I
don't know that one.
Oh, wait, do it again. One more time.
Want to do it one more time?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, one more time. One more time.
I couldn't do that.
Billie Jean?
Yes. I couldn't hum it all the way. I was like, wait a minute.
You get that.
Yo, thanks for the assist on that one. I needed that one.
Am I humming this right? Okay, anyway.
Oh, I love it.
All right, question. The zombie apocalypse is coming, right?
Okay.
Who are 3 people you want on your team from any podcast, but not your podcast? Who would you want to be? Who would you roll with? 3 people.
3 people. Good question, CC.
Yeah.
Can't be on your podcast. Can't be on your podcast.
Can't be on your podcast.
Oh shit, man.
From any other podcast, name 3 people you feel like you can roll with, help you survive, whatever the case may be.
Yo, I'm taking Joe Rogan for sure.
There we go.
Love that.
Okay. Because I feel like he has like the survival aspect now. Like taking Joe Rogan for sure.
Okay.
I'm taking any one of the drink champs because because I be damned if I go through the zombie apocalypse like sober. Yeah, it ain't going down like that. And probably I don't know.
Think long.
But it would definitely have to be a female though, like because
procreate.
Listen.
Because I mean we don't. I mean let's be real. We don't know who's surviving in this. You know what I mean? And it might be my duty and responsibility to repopulate the earth. You know, and I want to make sure that I want to make sure that I'm prepared.
Facts. Hey,
you trying to say Cain and Abel situation?
Listen.
Yo, wait. So Cain and Abel, don't do that. Don't do that.
Break up a whole nother. Listen.
Yeah, don't do that.
You trying to do Cain and Abel, where 2 of them populate the whole earth? I hear you. Go on now.
Wait, that's not what happened.
What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
Yo, so, oh man.
We got to get into a whole nother subject.
So
to it now.
Go ahead.
So the book of Genesis, right? It doesn't translate to the beginning. It translates to a beginning. Mm-hmm. So when people get it confused and they say that Adam was the first man on earth, but no, he was the first Jewish person on earth. It doesn't mean that he was. They weren't the only people like that was there. Like the Old Testament is about the genealogy and the lineage of the Jewish people. And that's why like you hear like a lot of references about Jews and Gentiles after they were conquered. Because if you notice in the Bible, every time the Jewish people screwed up, God allowed somebody else to capture them. In other words, those people were already there. And like so Cain he found a wife like out in nature. Remember after he killed Abel, God gave him the tattoo and he went out somewhere. And when when we saw him again, he was married. So it wasn't a sister. It was like just a different group of people that wasn't Jewish people.
I hear you.
Okay.
It's a time for different podcasts. I can go hours and hours with you.
I was gonna say that's yeah.
I'm like how long this podcast can be about 2-3 hours because I can go toe to toe, so I can go toe to toe with that. But here we go. Different podcast for that one.
Different one.
We're gonna keep up on that one though. Hold that one in like a little star note. Nope.
Got you.
I want to hear that.
We're gonna come back to that one.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, let's parking lot it.
We're gonna parking lot that one.
That one.
That's an interesting viewpoint.
All right. Actually, last icebreaker question. All right. Versus. Versus is like a big thing right now. So I'm gonna ask who you think that this person should do a versus with. Okay.
Okay.
Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott with.
Right. I had got some tough ones. Trust me.
Yo, Missy will wash like anybody she's in the verses with. Like she'd have to go toe to toe with Timberland. Like it would have to be her and Timberland. That'd be only.
Or I read somebody say Busta Rhymes, but I don't think so. It would have to. I picked Timberland.
It would have to be Timberland because like Busta Rhymes was a different genre of music. Like people know about like Touch It, Bring It, Babe. They know about that Busta, but like they forget about before that when he was like leaders of the new school. Busta's been in the game since the 80s. Yeah. So like that's not even fair. Like Missy would like kill like anybody. Right. She except for Timberland.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next one, Plies.
Plies needs Rick Ross.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Plies needs to sit down somewhere. He don't have enough hits. Like for that, like he
has collabs.
He's cutish.
Plies makes dope music, but he's not really lyrical, so he can't go toe to toe with a rapper.
That's true.
But,
that's true.
But he talks a lot of good shit, like you know what I'm saying, and a lot of shit that's like tweetable. So him and Rick Ross could go back and forth with that.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Eve.
Ooh. Eve would have to go. It would have to be. Actually, I'd like to see Eve and Remy Ma.
I was gonna say that.
That's what I was thinking.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I was thinking Remy.
Yeah,
All right, last one. Mary J. Blige.
Nobody. No, listen. No, there's no. There's nobody seeing. There's nobody seeing Queen Mary. Nobody. Yo, you know how?
Okay.
Yo, Mary's catalog bodies anybody. Like I'm not even listening to other people's shit. You say Mary J. Blige on the show, that's what I'm going for. And I don't even listen to female artists like that. But like you say Mary's on the show, like I'm in it. Like
honestly, I didn't pick her against anybody. I just felt like that was a real big one that she's like over here by herself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, man. It have to be like
I didn't
Scott.
See nobody.
Jill Scott.
Jill Scott went against
Erykah
Badu.
It couldn't be Jill Scott. Jill Scott's neo soul.
She's too neo soul for Mary.
She can't do the rap.
Mary got that soul.
Because I feel like a lot of people in that genre, in Mary's genre, like R&B females, they don't have longevity.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like Mary's body of work is all the way 93, like Waiting to Exhale and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like on the sound, and even before that, like, so like there's not longevity from a lot of like females to even come up with like a catalog. You might be able to go one hit for one hit, but Mary's been doing it since we was kids. Like,
true. Yeah.
And now she linked up with Tyler Perry. She about to have a resurgence.
That is true.
Listen.
Sad.
All right. So let's jump into this topic.
Let's get it.
Our topic today is, which actually you came up with, perfect topic. I'm gonna let you introduce the topic, but we're gonna get into it though. What's our topic for today?
The topic of today is, should relationships be treated like business?
So I told my husband that topic, right? Literally yesterday. He was like, what the hell does that mean? That was his answer. He was like, what the hell does that mean? So I felt stuck because I'm like, I'm not gonna just start talking to you about the whole episode. Like, you're gonna have to go back and listen to this episode.
I can't do
Yes. Yes.
I can't do.
But he was like, what the hell? He was like, no, it's two different things. His definition is like, you go into a business to get financial gain. You go into a marriage to have unconditional love, or whatever he said, something like that. He said.
That's not true.
I was like, yeah, but listen to the podcast tomorrow.
Yo, that's not true, because so if you go in for unconditional love, then why do we need a piece of paper and a ring and a ceremony and a dress for all of that shit, right? So the benefit of marriage, like by definition, was constructed from a man, and in order to entice people to do it, they gave people a huge tax break to do it. So literally, the only point of marriage is financial gain.
True. But he didn't say it that way. He was like, it's two different things.
I'm with Rod. I think it can be run 30% like a business and 70% not like a business. And I say that because that was one thing that my ex-husband tried to do, was run our marriage like a business, and it failed, flopped, for the reasons that I gave him why it would fail. Because in a business, we're not emotionally attached. We're not mentally attached like that. We're not spiritually attached. When you're in a marriage, you have different aspects. You have financial. I think when it comes to financial and communication, it should be run like a business.
Yeah,
agendas, accomplishing, money, like a business. Okay. But emotionally, me going to work and running a business, my business, I'm not emotionally attached to it like how I would to my marriage, how I would between me and Cece. We're friendship attached from the beginning, but when we get to our business talk and money talk, ain't no emotion in that shit. Emotion. We straight to the this make this, that make that. That's not gonna work, because in a marriage, that emotional side is what keeps us glued. You can't be a business partner saying, remember when we got married, girl? We in a business. Or when we met each other, girl? We in a business. You can't. So
you have to learn how to separate.
You gotta separate the two. So you gotta know when to run like a business and when to run it like an emotional state that you're with that person. So I can see where Rod's coming from.
Yeah,
there has to be two parts.
Is that like a full separation, or is it more of a compartmentalization? Right, because it doesn't go away just because you separate the two. Right, maybe it goes into a different room and you close the door, but it's still there. And then there's something else that connects you as well, like, because nobody, I don't think, starts a business that they're not passionate about. So there's your emotional side. Right, like there are emotions connected to business. Like you can compartmentalize, right? Like you can be like, all right, emotions. You go down the hallway and close the door and don't listen when we're all supposed to talk. Right, you come out when I say so. But but the reason I thought about the topic was because like every aspect that's needed or necessary to run a successful business is the same that's needed to run a successful marriage or relationship. Like and now I was just thinking like, yo, like, but what if we ran it like that? Like there's times even in marriage or a relationship when you have to take your emotions off the table. When like if your significant other is like fucking up for all intents and purposes, right? You need to sit them down and be like, look, we have to have this conversation, right? And I don't need you and your feelings about it tomorrow. Like I don't need to be on punishment about it. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like I just need you to hear me. I need you to understand and take the fact that this is what I need. So like at that point, your emotions can't be involved in that conversation, because then the other person's emotions get involved and then nobody gets heard because we're all in our feelings.
In a perfect world.
Well, no, I mean, obviously it happens, but the same.
I see a business being a passion, more of just emotional connection. If I'm starting a business out of passion, and yes, emotionally, I'm invested as in a passion of mine, but the why I say in a perfect world is because I can sit here and say to my husband, which I've a million times in relationship, don't take your emotions out of it. But I'm coming to you because not only is it making sense mentally, but I'm coming because emotionally I'm exhausted with that issue with you. I'm getting emotionally exhausted. And
so
I can
do
tell
you dead it or do you revisit it though? Because that's the same thing in a business where the shit doesn't go away just because you say you've tired or you stressed out or you fed up at the moment. It's still, you still have to you have to address it eventually. That way it's done and you know what I'm saying? You dead it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, exactly. Like, so like you, every communication of a serious topic inside of a relationship is literally like a business meeting, right? Like it's like, hey, look, here, and sometimes hell, it could even help to go in with your notes organized. Be like, hey, look, man, listen, this happened.
We talked to somebody about that. Remember the couple that we interviewed? They actually have monthly meetings, like a business.
Yo, Kendra has quarterly meetings with her significant others. Like, you know what I'm saying? From like she does it every like 3 months, whatever. But it doesn't mean that she waits until that little.
Yeah.
Like, you know
if it's something that you need to address right then and there, obviously, but
yeah, for sure. But I feel like that is necessary. I feel like that's healthy. I feel like that should be something that can like kind of fine tune, because like why should I have to be exhausted? Well, by the time I'm exhausted, we should have already talked about this like 3 or 4 times. It's like, look, what's it gonna take for us to get this done? Right? Like I said it on this time, I said it on this time, and we can continue to be an issue. Can you not fix it? And then at that point, you can evaluate whether or not you can deal with it or not.
Like, do you feel like that's like one of the main issues why people get divorces? Because they don't talk about it, they don't address it, they don't like sit down and have these meetings. You don't have to necessarily call it a meeting. You could just say, listen, we're going to talk. We're just talking about things that need to be discussed. A lot of people, like, say for an example, my parents, they live day by day. They didn't talk about bills. When bill came up, that's when they argued about it, rather than talking about it and addressing it, planning it. Like, that's where I agree with the business side, because I felt like if they would have planned out their bills together, addressed it ahead of time, they would have been more successful in that manner of saying, definitely, let's handle it this way, instead of me feeling like as a child, I couldn't go to them and say, I need a couple dollars. Like, I felt like I couldn't ask them for shit because they didn't communicate that. Yeah, it was that always arguing about money.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it has to be taken care of, because at the end of the day, it's money. Like finances are the number one cause of divorce or separation in this country, at least. And so in that case, like it literally is a business. Like and whether or not that person is handling theirs or not. Like so at that point, that conversation is absolutely a conversation that's needed to have, because it addresses so many issues. So like you if you're sitting down and you're talking finance, right? Okay, look, you're responsible for this bill. You're responsible for this bill. I'm going to pay, all of the bills. I'm going to pay 80% of the bills. Now you know who to hold responsible when shit doesn't get done.
Yeah.
Number one, and number two, it allows you to work out a dynamic that makes sense to your relationship. So if your significant other makes more money than you, or you make more money than your significant other, right? Like now you can work out an arrangement where it makes sense, and then it should not be an issue. Like going forward, it's kind of like, hey, the lights cut off. That's your shit. What's up? Like, are you good? Are you hurting? Are you do you need help? Did you? And then you can have an honest conversation with each other, but you've already established what the ground rules were to play by, instead of being caught by surprise when something's not happening.
I agree with that to some extent, but also you can have everything planned out per se, but you always have to revisit the situation. And finances is black and white. So meeting about finances, having a rule book, that is, like, to me, common sense. Everybody should do that.
Right.
I will say, when it comes to the emotional, mental side of things, it's not as black and white per se, especially if you go deep into people not working on past trauma situations, skeletons, and childhoods and cultures, because it's easy to sit here and say, we talked about this already. We talked about that already. And trust me, I'm talking from experience, till the cows come freaking home and back, you know, and that's why I think at the end of mine, that was like, well, how was this? And we talked about this every month on top of the month. And I even at one point was like, I thought we discussed this and got through this.
Right.
So that's the aspect where I believe it can't be run like a business, because if we ran that like a business, then everybody would be fired. Everybody would be done, because in a business you get 3 chances and you out.
Right.
Well, in a relationship with emotions,
you verbal, you're written,
and you're final. And I think you got to go off of grace and unconditional agape love, which is coming from like God saying that I love you to the point of no conditions. That's where business is not in it, because business is not run like that at all. If you ain't doing your shit, you out. This sense, if you ain't doing your shit, because I said to better or for worse, and I have unconditional, no conditions, I'm gonna work you through this shit. You fuck up 15 million times, not serious things now. I mean, exactly. If you fucking up 15 million times, that trash ain't coming out every damn month. This ain't getting washed every month. I'm just gonna be like, hey babe, dishes, yo. Hey, there's something stank in this bit. What's going on? Oh, the trash. That you have to have that wiggle with that situation. You can't be rigid like, oh, you know the trash supposed to come out, because they ain't gonna build it. Because here it is. You doing the finance thing. You know them lights got cut off. Oh, the trash came out. Guess what y'all men start doing? Now you stressing me. Now you nagging me. Now you getting on me. And we start doing as women, you don't appreciate me when I do wash the dishes. So you see what I'm saying? In that aspect, business can't run in that aspect in my lives.
Yeah, but ultimately, y'all decided to fire each other in the end, right? Like, because it just wasn't working. So like, there's a point when you extend agape love to somebody, but you have to love yourself more and first, right? Because I mean, if we're gonna bring like, the religious aspect into it, right? Like, it said that Jesus came that we might have life and that more abundantly. If we're talking religion, right? So like, if every month I got to have this conversation with the person and it's frustrating me, and it's to the point where I'm ready to raise my voice, or it's just infuriating, that's not abundant life. So then at that point, I'm living against what I'm supposed to, like, because I'm living below my privilege, because this individual refuses to get their stuff together, right? And we're talking about like I'm not talking about trash, because like, hey man, players mess up, right? Like I'm like
but you'd be surprised at how many people that is like a big deal. For me, it'd be like, I'll take it out my damn self. But everybody else, some people like, yo, I can't.
Well, that's how it is, like in my household. Like, it's kind of like, there's certain things that they were agreed upon. Hey, look, she sat me down. She told me, I'm not taking out the trash. I'm not cutting no grass. I'm not. But it was all in the beginning. So if that stuff doesn't get done, then I can't be like, stop nagging me about this. Like, don't nag me, because it was agreed upon by me. Like, we signed a verbal contract. All right, cool. I agree to these terms. It's like the Apple update. So like, if I don't do it and you hold me accountable, I can't say, why are you nagging me? It's not true. Like, hey, why are you nagging me? Why didn't you do what the fuck you were supposed to do? Like, it's
right.
But then it turns into why you couldn't do it if you seen it there. So, I mean, and then it turns to the conversation, aren't we partners? Supposed to be doing it together. If I don't see me doing it, you do it.
It has to be established in the beginning, like, of what it is, right? And then at the same time, we have to take an honest inventory of self, right? Like, an honest inventory of our emotions, right? So like, for instance, like my wife, like she does not put away laundry. She'll throw it in the machine, she'll wash it, and then she'll get to it when she gets to it.
My
right?
Kind of girl.
And like,
look, that just rubbed him the wrong way.
My kind of girl, because that won't get when it done. I will fold it.
so that's the thing, right? She'll flip it like in the machines or what have you. So when it comes down to it, like, I'm sitting there like, yo, and I walk past the basket like, 3-4 times, and I'm just like, 3-4 days, and I'm just like, yo, damn, like, it's laundry day again, and like, it's still there. but not only is it still there, but now I need the basket so I can wash like the next set of clothes. So I said something to her like 3 or 4 times, but then I finally had to come to a realization, like, you know what? It's not her problem. It clearly doesn't bother her. And it's not that big of a deal to start an argument about. So like, that makes it a me problem. Like, I don't like it like that. Like, it's not a a rule, or it's not a deal breaker. I just don't like to see it like that, and it doesn't bother her.
Yeah, so you can't write her up on it. You can't give her a verbal warning.
No, there's nothing. There's no need to start an argument. I have to deal with my own shit. So if I don't like it, now I'll just add that to my shit. Okay. Oh damn, she washed laundry. It's 3 loads. Now I just folded and put it away. And because it's a me thing.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, at least that was her thing to do though. So how did
it wasn't an agreement.
It wasn't. And that's what I'm saying. So like if it
you didn't establish that in the beginning.
Right. So I can't hold you accountable for it now because it's been this way for so long that like now it's unfair to be like, hey, you know what? I really would like it if you. No, man, we went through a whole dating phase, and we're years into a relationship now. Nah, man, don't be coming up with no more expectation. Sit your ass over there, fold this laundry, and play that Xbox.
So this is where I see slightly different. Like I still agree with it. Like you probably had to take it on yourself, but this is where my emotional side come out, where it was no agreement. My husband takes care of the clothes. He does everything with the clothes, wash them, dry them. He'll fold them. But then for me, I don't like to see him tired. So therefore I go and help him, or I try to hurry up and go put the clothes away before he gets to it. That way he doesn't have to worry about it no more. No verbal agreement, because I know that's him, that he likes to do that. Like he took that responsibility on. So there was no, like I said, no verbal agreement, no like, oh, he came to me and say, you need to start helping. No, I saw that he was taking that responsibility, and I volunteered myself to say, listen, I'm going to try to assist you and help you. I don't want to see you tired. I don't want to see you doing everything. Here I am. Because that's my partner.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like it all started with like good intent, right? Like so I wake up, like I'm sure y'all be seeing, like at the time I'll be posting these damn grown man logic posts. Like I'm up at 4, I'm up at like 4 a.m. like every day, right? Because like I need to make sure Dominic's straight. I need to make sure that this, like whatever's going on. I need to be in a position to attack the day by 5, right? And that usually starts with like a gym or something like that, and that's a personal thing, right? So because like around like 6 or 7, like I'm not going to sleep, but like I got stuff to do. I got to edit. I got stuff to do. Like that I want to just chill, and then everybody in my household is taken care of. So I'll get up and I'll throw like the first load in. Like then by the time I'm getting ready with the morning routine, I can throw the second load in, and that load goes to the dryer. So she tries her best to help me, and that's where it comes from. That's why I really can't be mad, because like she's got a lot going on too. So it's kind of just like, I really wish she would do that, but I don't. It's a me thing. So I fix it.
Right.
It's so crazy. My grandparents have been married for 52 years now, and I remember when I first. Shout out to them, but they 52 years, Chad.
Right.
And one thing I remember my grandmother saying at her, we did a 50-year anniversary, and this was 2 years ago. It's so crazy. It's been 3 years now. And she said, we gave like a little question of what would you tell people? And she was like, don't be so stuck on things being written in stone in your marriage. She was like, in the 52 years, so much has changed. Where she said things in the beginning when they first got married at 18 and 19, that, hey, this is it. You're going to do this. I'm going to do this. And she was a homemaker. And then this came a point in time where she wasn't a homemaker. And then she went back to being a homemaker. And grandpa did this and she did this. So one thing she's always said was, just because something's set in the beginning, a lot of people tend to get frustrated because what happened in the beginning isn't what's happening in the middle of the marriage or the ending when somebody passes or whatever. She's like, don't be so stuck on stone, but be stuck on meeting and having meetings. So that's why I said I can see the business side where, yes, there has to be a business side to where you're having meetings. Me and my ex used to have an agenda. We called it our monthly family meetings.
Yeah.
And we had agendas where it was like, what are you doing? What am I doing? And even in the middle of the weeks, I would do a check-in. I would stop them in the bathroom or the kitchen, be like, yo, you good this week? Like, what's going on in your mind? Like, what's going on in your mental? Because, I need to know where you were, but these monthly meetings were contingent off of, are you okay on this bill? Are you okay on that bill this month? So because you don't know what could be going on behind or not know what the person got going on. So I agree, yes, a marriage has to be run like a business. But however, to a certain extent, that there has to be fluid motion and fluidity in there to guide with their emotions as well. Because sometimes, like, you know, for me, a lot of people I know, my grandparents, she said, if I ran it so rigid, we would have been divorced by now. But because she had to see grace a lot of times, and even in his mess ups, she said, sometimes I thought, I can't take it no more. This is a deal breaker for me. And for her, she had to go to God and say, God, you know what? Is this worth me walking away from, or is it me fighting for? So that's where your spirituality, your emotions and mental come into play. But I'm not gonna lie, you do need that business side to get the structure, because ain't nobody trying to be in the same place they were from day one when they're like 10 years, 12 years in a marriage. Oh, that's definitely frustrating.
Facts.
So I can see where business is needed to say, hey, this is our chart. Right. We went from here, and this is our graph now. We up here, or we down here. Right. You know.
So when I say ran like a business, I'm not necessarily meaning like rigid. Let me like I was doing some research over here, like to prepare, right? Yeah. So they say that like the qualifications of a successful business, and then watch the parallel between like a successful marriage or a relationship as well. Right. So a clear vision, a plan, short-term goals, skill development, great marketing, knowing your customer, a willingness to change, and financially prepared.
That's all needed in a relationship.
Plus more.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What's the plus more?
Plus more. Okay, so if you're talking about a business, a lot of what you said can be used for business and relationships, yes. But there are some aspects that you cannot do in a business you could do in a relationship. Just to be funny, you can't fuck your business partner, especially if you're the partner, not your married person. Just being funny on that part. But being serious, being serious now. Okay. There are certain conversations and there are certain graces you're gonna have with somebody that you're married to. Like, for example, me and Cece, even if we were, lesbians, shout out to the LGBTQ community, we support you guys, don't take it bad.
Salute.
Even if we were in a partnership here, being married to Cece, there's way more shit I'm gonna deal with, but it's a partnership. Where I'm gonna be like, nah, friend, I'm not gonna be as fluid and as functional as you're saying. Like, that list is cute and all, but until you're actually like, and you're married, until you're actually in, so you can see that how it won't work 100% in a marriage also. There has to be that emotional. There has to be that take the business out of it. And you hear a lot of times people will say, yo, we're not a business, we're a marriage.
Let's take Tamar and Vince, for example.
Good example.
Tamar and Vince. She became his singer or whatever
client
basically,
and she complained a lot.
How was they supposed to separate their business side from because they got divorced? They've been divorced now for a couple of years.
We're talking about Tamar Braxton.
Tamar Braxton, she was his client, right? So within that marriage, they became business partners because she was his client and they had to do the business side.
That is true.
So a lot of the times it lasted for a while until it started crossing into the relationship. So if a relationship is ran like a business, where is that division? Where is that division where when you go home with your partner, where does it stop? That's my question.
Oh, so wait, I don't believe in mixing business and pleasure personally.
Well,
right. So like, I feel like,
some people do, but
unless, so like, if I'm on a job or I'm running a business and like, I like meet somebody there, fall in love and get married there, like I'm probably going to look for like another job in the same space. Right. Like, so we're not like in the same building or anything because if I work with you and then I got to come home with you, like there's nothing for us to talk about. There's nothing for us to talk about. Like, how was your day? Oh, I know. I was there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I've been there for years.
You know what I'm saying?
I worked with my ex-husband for years. Let me tell you, it was the worst.
Yeah, there's nothing to
quit. One of us had to quit.
Yeah. There's nothing to discuss. So I can't share.
Can't call me on lunch. I'm right across from you.
Girl. We were staring at each other all day. We used to be like,
yo, could you come down 4 cubicles, please? And then,
literally.
And then
look, I'm calling your extension. Who's that bitch standing at your desk for like 15 minutes? Don't play with me.
She been standing there way too long.
Yo, rubbing the head and all. I was like, why she rubbing?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, why she got her hands on her hips standing there? I don't know. Ask her.
Can't happen.
You know,
that's true.
I don't think people romantically involved should work at the same place.
Yeah,
I agree. They surely shouldn't.
You can be in the same space, you know what I'm saying? Both be accountants, lawyers, entertainment, whatever. But I don't think you should work at the same place because there's nothing to talk about. Two, there's a level of the workplace professional that most people from the outside looking would consider flirting, right? Um, and I was talking about this. I was talking about this like on my own show, and I was talking about how the intention behind your actions makes the difference between flirting and marketing.
Yes.
Right. So like you're playing up to the boss, you might smile a little extra, whatever. Nothing inappropriate, obviously. Like don't put your hands on me or mine. But like, you know what I'm saying? You might smile a little extra, put your hair back, pheromones or what have you. Right. And then from the outside looking in, you're just like
pheromones.
You're just looking like, yo, what the fuck? You just smile a little too hard at old boy over there. Like what's going on? And you're just like, yo, look, I'm just trying to have a pleasant conversation, and now you got problems in your house. Like it's not you can't. I don't believe that you should mix the two. But let me clarify my statement about business and relationships. Right, like to run a relationship like a business and to conduct it as a business is two different things. Okay. When I was talking solely about structure. Okay. Right, like is there because there's obviously an emotional component, like obviously, like you guys are right about that. So like I think I asked the question like unclearly, or I stated the question unclearly. So like I don't mean it like this is a business, it's gonna be like this, or you're fucking fired. No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like the structure of it all, like because like
yes,
yeah, like you know what I mean. Like should that happen? What
about date nights? Here's the thing: everybody knows what a marriage. The best way my marriage therapist explained it is with the marriage, you got you're extremely happy, and then you got you're upset, and then you have the middle. And her thing was when you see that you're in the middle, you're neutral. And you got to bring it back to this happy side by date nights, taking little weekend trips, spending time with the family a little bit more, doing random spontaneous things to bring you back to this side. Because many times through work, children, bills, this, that, you are gone back to this side. And what about, yes. So a lot of times she's always explained to us, when you sit there and you're on this side, you got to start taking them trips, little vacation or a date night to get back this side. When it comes to running your marriage like a business, where does that fall into it? Because
company retreats, baby.
Company retreats. I can't stand
because let's be honest, a lot of couples, and I've learned this, and I tell people all the time, being a divorced person, do your date nights. I can't say the last date night I had with my husband before we got divorced. I can't say that date because I think we never had one for a whole damn year. It's needed because that brings you back to that side of we're still together. Like you see me. I see you as a human being, like without the kids involved and without the bills involved. That's bring you back to the side of the human side, not business. But just saying you're a person. Like I'm a person. You. I see you. Put away what we got to do, expectations, the bills, the children.
That's what the company retreats are for.
Ain't no company retreat doing that.
Yes.
The company
Yes, we're gonna kick back. We're gonna get this.
So I take a company retreat every Friday then, because that's my nigga.
you bring a company car, girl.
Right. They bring that black car out, my nigga.
Hey, it's a return on investment. Nah, for real. That's a dope ass point that you just brought up. Actually, is because like people forget how to be friends. And I feel like that's the beginning of the end, so to speak. And like your therapist like hit the nail right on the head in terms of we definitely gotta like go out like away from kids and we're not even gonna talk about them little bad motherfuckers. Like we
don't bring no
kids up. You straight on to this.
Hell nah.
Like we not even talking about that. Like I can remember date nights where like it was so necessary that like my wife would go out and she would get drunk as hell. I'm talking about like staggering back in the house. Like, how about this? I'm gonna leave the baby.
I took a whole bottle to the head.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you in the car. Go pay the babysitter real quick so she don't see you like this. Yeah, I mean, but you know what? The next day, like it was. You're right. Absolutely, it was 100% like the right way. But like, part of being a business is knowing how to assess what's needed and then making a change. Yeah, absolutely.
But see, that's when you take the business away and you say, hey, you know what? Businesses, and you people say all the time in business aside, what we doing? You hear that? That's a big term. Business aside. Meaning, let's put our stuff, put that business crap aside, and let's get to, you hear it even out of company, my supervisor will say, hey, what's going on with you? Business aside, work aside. What are we doing here? Mm-hmm. That same thing in a marriage. In a marriage, it's really big to put that business aside and be like, yo, what's going on? Because you just ain't acting right.
Right.
And you need that
different. Let's talk about it.
That one on, do you need me to step in, cup in? That's you saying, this ain't a business no more. I'm seeing you as a person, not a number or what we agreed to in the beginning. Put that all away. What's going on with you? Because I need you to be in the game. And
I need you to be in the game. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And for you to be in the game, I got to put that whole all that business stuff we got going on, and let's get in the game here. What's going on with you? Let's have some fun. Let's think about date nights. Yeah. Not a business thing. It's emotional. So that's why I said, I think for a business, I could see 70% what you're saying with business, but there is that little 30 that's like, okay,
for sure.
I still got to see you.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
But let me hit you with something else. And my mind left it a while ago. It really left it a while ago. There's a statement you made. I'm trying to remember it because this drink got me lifted a little bit.
Speaking of,
right.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. I know, right? Where you stated, what did you say? Oh God, Cece, no more drinks making for you, girl.
She's heavy-handed. Hey, listen, when the world opens back up, when the world opens back up, grown man logic, it's so problematic. We need to do it live.
Definitely.
That's gonna be crazy. We'll be with the shits.
Yes.
But there's a statement you made before about like why a piece of paper for marriage. Mm. And you know, the paper not only is an important part business wise, but it also protects people emotionally as well in so many ways.
You disagree?
Yep. I think prenups do protect people financially and emotionally as well.
Emotionally? No, definitely.
Tell you why.
Why? Okay. I gotta hear this why.
Yeah, me too.
Let me tell you why. Wait, I think about it because let me tell you, this is gotta be lifted. I think emotionally because in a lot of prenups, you do know there's a clause for cheating. There's a clause for stepping out. There's a clause for a lot of things as well.
Yep.
Okay.
And to be honest, there's a lot of reasons why some people don't cheat. Because they ain't trying to mess it up so that they don't have to do that side of the prenup. Mm-hmm. They might still divorce, but they ain't gonna do all that.
Yeah, but that's business.
That's business to some degree. That's also
all business. That's all. Listen, if the only thing stopping me from fucking somebody else is the fact that we put it on contract, that's literally almost the perfect example.
I think we might make them think twice about it, or can we consider it's going to hurt me financially, but also emotionally, you know, well, somebody who doesn't. Now, that's something I've heard from somebody. Okay. That I myself was like, really? That really makes you think twice not cheating on your wife? Ain't gonna put up no names, but it makes you think twice about that. Mm-hmm. And that's an interesting fact to think about, or something.
Because you don't want to emotionally hurt your significant other.
Yeah,
that's
what they say.
Why do you need a prenup to remind you of that shit? Like, you
I
understand
agree.
What I'm saying?
It shouldn't remind you. I feel like you shouldn't be cheating first of all. Any point in time.
Yeah, I should be able to look at you, smile, and be like, you know, I never want to hurt this person. Like, I should be able to do that, right? And
people get hurt without prenups, so.
But that's what I'm saying. If the only thing stopping me from cheating is a prenup, like that's literally all business, and they've bought their. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's well played.
But you see how I was lost in that. I'm like, what the hell? Because being somebody who, you know, thank God I ain't have none of that because he ain't had no money when I met him. Neither did I. And to be honest, we ain't have nothing. We ain't have nothing but a hoopty and a futon. I'm gonna be listen, and at least we're gonna fight for that futon.
This is how we started. This is how we
literally we had a futon, y'all. So we were gonna fight for no damn futon. You could have had that. Right. And we had sardine cans, you know what I'm saying? So we really had legit. We started low. Okay. He's laughing. For real. And a can of soda, maybe. But you know, it was every night with sardine sandwiches. But
chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side, you know what I'm
saying? And baked ziti, you know.
Oh yeah, that's my shit though.
Oh my gosh.
Even still.
What with the cheese? 3 cheeses on that thing? You better stop playing. Yo. You better stop playing. Hey.
I think you just playing my dinner for the night.
Who you telling? It be easy, fast, and good. Don't play them games. Don't play them games. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and you know, even with marriage contracts, like getting married and signing a marriage certificate, there's so much fight on that, where people are like, why get married? Why do a contract with marriage for? Like, why would you even think of doing that when you could just be with the person? It's less stress. I ain't gonna lie to you, going through a divorce, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I was like, shit, why did I get married? I could have just walked away and been good. And I had to go through all this casualties and all this legal stuff if I wasn't married, you know what I'm saying? So I can see both sides to that.
But I think you still would have handled legal stuff, even if I was with somebody for 15 years, right? I'm living here with my person. We gotta separate some shit now, right? So how do we legally do that?
If you bought a house together.
Or illegally. Huh?
You bought a house together, but if you two were just like dating and living together, then y'all could just be peace out anytime.
If I bought that goddamn flat screen TV, that shit going with me. So we fight over it.
That's true. You take deep, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
that's what I'm saying. Like there's so many, like there, you know, the overlap. I would go more than 70%. Actually, I would go more like 80, 85 even.
85, 15.
Yeah, I would go like that because like the emotions at the end of the day, the emotions are like they weigh the least in all of this shit, right? And it's backwards because it should weigh the most, but it doesn't. Like the emotions were like, I'm gonna do the proposal. Like we're gonna do it big for you real quick. You know what I mean? Like the ceremony, you look like a queen, you look like a princess.
Right.
You know, so like that's when all your emotion. And there's even a phase, the honeymoon phase, right? Like where like you know you first like you're riding that emotional high, but then like when shit gets difficult, like it's about business.
I will say that. I agree with you 110% in that aspect of going through a divorce. I remember in the beginning, I had to take my emotions out of it. That aspect. I mean, it's sad that it had to come in that sense that, yes, you're right. Ending our marriage, I had to think I had to have no emotions to the point where I think he was like, damn, you don't treat me like a human being. So my comeback to him was, welcome to the business, bitch. Just like that. Right in front of the lawyers. I was like, welcome to the business, bitch. Because at the end of the day, I said to him, we're now a business. We're treating our daughter like a business. And I do. Cece will tell you, I give him monthly contracts. Yeah. Every month, first day of the month, he gets a rundown of our daughter. What we're doing, what we worked on, what we accomplished, doctor's visits, how much I'm going to need this month if you don't pay it up, everything. He gets an email to let him know. And if it's not expectations being met in that sense, he emails me back what he doesn't agree with or his questions. I get back to him in 2 to 4 business days. I tell him that shit straight up. 2 to 4 business days. I don't kill myself getting back to somebody. I think about it, digest it, get back to you, talk to lawyers about it, see where I could legally sit. But I get on your side. I can't be emotionally attached, or else my daughter's best interest isn't being taken care of. It's my emotions being taken care of.
Right.
So
and that's what I'm saying. Like when
I can see that.
When I'm talking about that's what I mean. Like there has to be like and I'm not saying that like people who run their marriages like businesses don't love each other. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the operation of a household or the operation of a marriage needs to be run like a business. Like there's like there has to be, because we have to have these objectives. Okay, look, we wanna you know, buy an investment property of this, you know what I'm saying, or you know, start setting up for retirement, because we getting old, man, and everybody ain't gonna listen to us talk forever. You know what I'm saying? It's
True.
So it's like, okay, what's the exit strategy? All right, cool. So like if our 4-year, 5-year plan is to own 3 homes and this, that, and the third. Okay, what does that look like? Like, what does that look like from my check? What does that look like from your check? Well, are we doing investment? Okay, we got to send kids to college now. What's that look like? And like these meetings are necessary. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you can have your emotions, right? Again, that's your date nights. That's the, hey, you just got home, the kids are at school. Let's do a little something real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's important. Those are important.
Yeah,
fuck that. You schedule it when the kids are home, but if the kids ain't home,
definitely.
You guys schedule. I used to laugh at people who schedule sex. I used to laugh at their ass. I was like, who scheduled? But boy, baby, I've learned my life. You guys schedule that thing.
On both ends of that.
Yeah, I gotta schedule that thing in there, because or else you will never have it.
Look, they outside playing.
Go put on that Google Coco Melon real quick. We got about 4 minutes because that little Johnny, yes, Papa, gonna be gone. Right. And when Johnny's gone, little homie coming in the room. So let's go ahead and
shit. He ain't like the sex is so far and few in between. Sometimes, man, he only need 4 minutes.
Facts. Listen,
whoa, I can't stop.
So I read something and I don't quite understand it, but I want to see what you have to say. I read something that said avoid emotional bankruptcy. What does that mean to you?
Yes, that's huge. All right, so you have like your emotions, right? When you go into like a situation or as a whole, right? So there's a phrase that like Christians use a lot to describe marriage, and it's one complete person plus one complete person equals one complete union, right? So 1 + 1 = 1, right? And that's how we believe that God operates, But so when you're single or you're going into dating or you decide that you're going to marry somebody, you're happy, so you're complete, right? So but every hit that you take emotionally, like, takes a little bit out of your emotional bank. And whether you're willing to admit it or not, like, the longer or the more ineffective communication is inside of that marriage, like, without replenishing or without depositing back into that kind of stuff, into your emotional bank, like, it leaves you devoid. And that's why the word reciprocity is so important, right? So, like, if you do marriage the way you're supposed to, I'm supposed to give 100% of my effort and my time into this person, but I'm supposed to get back 100% of that person's time and effort as well. And that's what keeps us both full.
Okay.
But you start to run into emotional bankruptcy when it slips from 50-50 to like 45-55. And now you're at 60-40, and now you're at 70-30. Yeah. So like, and you just depleting yourself, but that comes with like unrectified problem, because they're always underlying issues, right? Like, so there are times when, like, you get into an argument about, man, you always leave your fucking sneakers right here by the door. I almost tripped over them today. That's little, but that's not the real issue. There was already something. There was something under there, and then the shoes were like, oh, "Fuck that, man. We got to talk about this now." Yeah. So, but like, and that's why, like, those conversations are necessary. Hey, look, how you doing? Like, you good? You straight? Am I asking these questions? Because then it gives the other person a leg to stand on too. If you say I'm good, I'm fine, this, that, and the third, and you didn't, put your big boy boxers on or your big girl panties on and fess up when somebody asks you a question. So now when shit blows up and I'm asking you this question again, and then no, we had an opportunity to talk about this and you chose not to.
Yep. But you know what? That's true. And I remember with the therapist that we had, she's a spiritual therapist, but she was also really good. And one thing that she hit was with emotional bankruptcy, it's when you feel like you pour so much into your relationship, but you're not getting anything back, like you said. But ways of filling it back up is multiple ways, meaning you can let the person know, listen, right now I feel emotionally drained.
Right.
And it's for your partner to be like, what's going on? And the ways that they can help you fill it back up is acknowledging your emotions, saying, hey, let's go for date nights, or here's a little gift, or even words of, that's where love languages come in. She's like, that's what helps fill back up that bank, to say, hey, you look good today. Because when a woman hear a man say that as her man, she be like, she go from whoop to, oh, babe, don't play games with me. You can't tell me shit no more. And that's when your little emotions be up again. Because, you looking with the kids, you got vomit here, this here. But when he's like, you a good ass mother, I see you, girl. It's like, whoop. You go from the vomit, the spit to the queen, like, okay, he's seeing me. So it's also, for me, just like that pendulum where you're on empty personally. And it's like, you know what? I need to be filled back up. But your partner has to be able to see that as well.
Yeah.
But those weekly check-ins were so good. And I loved it that she told us that, because sometimes those monthly meetings are once a month.
Yeah.
But those weekly check-ins
you have
is
to have
to
that
say,
in between.
It's for me to say to you, how you feeling? But also a good question was, how can I pour into you this week? And I learned that at church, actually, at like a singles couple thing, where he said to his wife, how can I pour into you? Meaning, I know you do laundry, I know you do this, I know you do that. What's one thing that I can pour into your life? Meaning, what can I take off your hands? Or what can I, not, he said he don't cook for nothing, but he said, what can I buy So that way I'm pouring into you, letting you know,
yeah.
Like, how can I pour into you this week? Pour into your bank to fill it back up, let the person know. So I thought, like you said, that was very, very, also very needed.
Yo, and it's dope. Yo, and it's all about like attentiveness, man. Like, you should know, at some point you should know the tendencies and the actions of your significant other, right? Like, so like it's fucked up on your part if you if you look at your significant other and you're just like, damn, she looked tired. Oh, well, that ain't my job, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
You wonder what time? Like, yo, but I feel like that happens like a lot,
all
right?
The time.
So, I've seen it
all the time.
I've seen
like,
it
every time.
So
a
like,
lot.
Yeah, in my obviously I'm not gonna give names away, but like when I got the life coaching hat on, right, and I'm talking to like a lot of dudes, right, and they're trying to figure out like, hey, what's going on with this in this area, da da da. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then so like, life coaches, we're not therapists, right? Like, we just help you uncover what you already know is there, and then we teach you how to go forward from there, right? Like, we don't really unpack anything. But so the dude would be like, all right, I'll give you an example. This one dude was like, man, my wife blew up on me the other day. She just came in the house and started bitching. And I was like, what was she bitching about? And she was like, well, something about the house being dirty and I was like, something about? And he was like, yeah, man, when she starts talking like that, I don't really pay attention to her because, she can't yell at me and this, that, and the third. And I was like, okay, was the house dirty? He was like, yeah, it was. And I was like, how long were you at home before she got home? And he was like, a couple hours. And I was like, and you didn't pick up anything? Like nothing? He's like, well, I do the stuff around the house. And I was like, okay. It was like, okay, cool. That could be the arrangement or whatever. And I was like, so what were you doing when she walked in the house? And that's important.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, I was playing my Xbox.
See all that? You see all that?
And I was like,
see all that?
I was like, wait a minute. Like, so you let your wife come home from wherever she was. I'm assuming she was at work. Or even if not at work, shopping, because that's like, shopping for like dinner for you, or the clothes for the kids, or whatever. Or even taking some personal time, which is equally important. So and as like, so she came back, the house was dirty, and she found you not picking up anything, playing your Xbox, and then you don't even remember what she was talking about.
Oh God, what frustration.
And he was like, oh yeah, that was kind of fucked up, huh? And I was like, yeah, it was. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of, I can't speak for women, a lot of men don't even realize that what they're doing is fucked up.
Go ahead and repeat that one more time, please, for the people in the back.
A lot of men like don't realize what they're doing is fucked up. It doesn't make it any less. I'm not trying to take away from the impact of it, right? But a lot of times, without like you checking in with me, like, I don't know that what I'm doing is fucked up, because who taught me, right? And then we're 2 generations removed from whatever granddad says going in his house is going on. I'm gonna sit up there and you make me a sandwich. We're only 2 generations away from that.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the generation before us, like a lot of people's parents were like crackheads or strung out or absent. So I'm not excusing it. Like, that's not what I'm doing. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that like these conversations are important, because you need to be able to look at the person and be like, hey, look, man, I really need you here. You know what I'm saying? I walked in, this upset me, this, that, and the third, and I really need you here. You let me down right here, and if this is gonna work, I need your help. So now, after the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 16th conversation, motherfucker, like now I'm riding and it's on, right? So like, just like to that dude, I was like, you gotta look at it from like her vantage point, bro. Like, she walked in and you were playing a game, and she's trying to run a fucking household.
Yep. I've learned in the almost 10 years of my marriage, we have roles that we haven't even talked about, but it just happened. Like, say for an example, he just started going, like, he gets up early like you, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, especially on the weekends. He goes and he does the groceries every Sunday morning, because he's up before the whole house. If I happen to get up, I'm definitely coming downstairs to assist.
Yeah.
That's not a role that he planned for me or we talked about or anything, but I know that that's what he does. So he lets me sleep in for the most part. But for sure, if I get up and I hear him coming in the house or I hear him downstairs doing something, I'm getting my ass up and I'm gonna help wherever you are, because I feel like that's for us to do. Thank God you do it on a regular basis. You know, I'm grateful for it, but I want to make sure that you know that I'm there to assist you. That way you don't feel the heavy load all the time.
Yeah. And that you'd be surprised how far that goes, right? Like you'd be surprised, like just like a little bit. Like I don't care.
Just helping a little bit helps. It definitely helps.
If I'm carrying no groceries in the house and I could be down to the last bag, right? The last bag, but by the time you get up there, if you offer to come get it, you don't even gotta get it. If you offer to come, you know what, man, she got me, man. This is a good ass day right here. Like I started this day off right, and it's crazy. It's little shit, little stuff.
And I know when he feels appreciated, because then he'll just be like, all right, go get dressed. We finna go eat brunch or some shit. Like that's where I get my brunch from. You feel me what I'm saying? But no, like I feel, and it's vice versa, because I'm always hands on with the kids. So if he feels like he sees I'm overwhelmed, you know, homework is just not it for me tonight, he comes in, he'll go bathe the little one, or he'll make dinner or something. Like it's just some things that we're being a partner in without even talking about it, because I see his like demeanor or he'll see mine, and it just correlates because we know each other. We've had these discussions prior to, but right now we just see it. We see it. And I recognize it, and I'm like, okay, I'm here for you, or he's here for me. So it's
as it should be.
As it should be. So yeah, man. Whew, that was a heavy load day, wasn't it?
So I'm gonna ask, how if you don't mind saying, I mean, how long have you been married? If you don't mind.
2 years, but we've been together for 5.
I know that's right. And one baby?
She had kids like when from her previous marriage. So like we have 3.
Okay. Oh, that's dope though.
That's real dope. Right.
Well, you know, 5 years is good in this generation, in this time and era, because divorces are happening left and right all the time.
I think that is because like I waited, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I turned 35 this year. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we're talking about like 32. Like, so I had like a little bit of like maturity behind me, because shit, like looking back at like, I'm writing my second book now, and it's like a memoir, right? So like looking back at the 21, 22, 23, 25, 26-year-old myself, I would have divorced my ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just, like,
give yourself time to grow.
Yeah,
for real. Like, and I mean, I don't think it should have taken that long, but like it did for whatever reason.
Right.
So I felt like there's a sense of maturity, and I don't think there's an age limit on it, but there's definitely a level of maturity that has to go along with this, to know that, hey, look, man, it's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna take work, because relationship marriages are a job, just as much as, you know, you go on to
constantly have to put that work in.
Yes.
Constantly.
Yes.
The minute you stop, the minute it goes down.
Yeah.
That's it. Because like I've known my husband for longer than 10 years, but we've been married for almost 10. That doesn't go to say that we've had moments of like, you out, like I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Before the marriage, like we've had our moments where it's like, I'm done, I can't deal with it. We had to both have that maturity level. We had to wait until he was matured and I was matured. We both knew what we wanted. It was there. We had already discussed it. You know, we discussed it on our first date, what we wanted. You know what I'm saying? So it was just that maturity level. Like, I think men go through it differently than women, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think women already know what they want, because that's how we were raised. We raised different than men. But men have to definitely, I feel like, I'm not going to speak for all men, but I feel like men definitely have to go through their phases to get to when they're ready to settle down.
Yeah.
Yo, and everything happens for men like it seems like a year late. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, it seems like
let's
it's like
speak potty training. God damn it. Let's go all the way back. I got 2 boys. I know this shit.
It seems like it happens. Like, I feel like it happens for men like a year late. It's kind of like, yo, like I got female cousins. They were like, they were dating, like, by the time they were like not dating, but they had their little boyfriends by the time they was like 14
right.
or whatever. And I didn't care about that shit. So I was like 15 and a half at least. Then man, like, just let me play football in the yard with the rest of the fellas, man.
Facts. But so this was a dope ass conversation. We want to just say thank you for bringing the topic to us.
Yes.
Dope ass, we covered a lot of shit today. But definitely we'll have to do this again, even if we have to come onto your podcast. But we appreciate your time. Look, we appreciate your time, and
we do.
Anything you want to add to that?
No, we close out actually, it was a very interesting conversation, very enlightening conversation, hearing it from your point of view and taking some things like, you're right about certain things. Yeah. And it was really enlightening. Hearing from a man's point of view, I think it's the aim of the game at this point in life. I will say that you're right. Sometimes men do take longer to know what they want in life, but then I also agree with sometimes situations help you know what you want.
Yeah.
As well. So I definitely agree with that. And I think that we'll definitely be on your podcast.
Definitely.
Come and stomp on your little stomping grounds, come into your home turf and start
listen,
things up.
Listen, I know I don't have to say this to y'all, but we get it in on Grown Man Logic.
Definitely. Definitely.
We get it in over there. I know I don't have to say that to y'all because y'all usually with the shit, but like,
we there.
Ain't no holds barred over there. I'm just saying.
Of course.
Matter of fact, like we dropped the 2 serious behind podcasts recently, so now me and her like, listen, it's time for us to be with the shits again.
We come with the shits now.
Oh yes. Okay, we were serious with lupus and the alcoholism. Now we're like, listen, let's talk about squirting. We're all on it now. So right now we are on the shit. So we're like,
I love y'all versatility though, man. Like. It's crazy because like I'll see like like an episode y'all talking about some heavy shit, man, and then the next episode like it's like that dude walk, and I'm like,
facts. That's us.
What kind of fucking marketing campaign they got going on over here? This is what
It's true.
Listen.
It's true.
Thank y'all for letting me come here, man. This was fun.
Definitely.
It was.
So
it was.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being on, and we can't wait to come on yours. And this will definitely be a relationship and podcast, and that will be
for sure
and helping the plant grow.
All right.
Together.
Well, that was another episode of So Problematic. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.